Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the BOCC work session and staff update meeting. Today's date is June the 11th, and the time is 10:22 a.m. We will take attendance beginning with County Attorney Brendan Hirsch.
Attorney's office.
Paula McPeters.
Zach Swearingen.
Miles Lucero.
And thank you to everybody else in attendance. Next up, we have some operational updates, and I think Amanda, you're up.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Before you today is the proposed 2026 Conservation Trust Fund priority project list. Pueblo County anticipates receiving approximately $500,000 in Conservation Trust Fund revenue this year. These funds are restricted by state statute and may only be used for eligible parks and recreation, trails, open space, conservation projects on public sites. Staff developed this priority list based on project readiness, maintenance needs, community benefits, and our ability to complete the work before the end of the year. Approval of this list will give staff direction to move forward with these projects and help ensure use of the funds to make the greatest impact on Pueblo County residents before the end of the year. We are seeking the board's feedback and approval on the priority list as presented. And if you have any questions, let me know. I do have one correction. Number 2 should actually be McCarg flooring instead of quartz. And I apologize for that. And that is actually the inside floor at McCarg.
Amanda, I apologize if I'm missing something. I don't have a list.
Oh,
In front
was
of
the
me.
list not provided today?
I don't think, no, I don't think we forwarded it, and that's on me, sorry. Here I can,
You have it handy?
I got 2 copies. That's mine.
Sorry,
Paula.
I think the numbers are on the back side.
Okay.
are those different numbers that are written in pen from what?
No, that was
Okay.
on the back, just so I could answer in case you had
Okay.
questions without flipping back and forth.
Cool, thank you. So McCarg Courts is actually just the floor in the building.
Correct. And then further down in the future list, we have the actual courts in there. And they just need to be painted,
Got
but
it.
the inside has, I believe it's a 10 by 10 piece of plywood right now on the actual gym floor. And we've actually had a couple kids injured by tripping on that. So that's why it's our number 2 priority. And then we also have Fulton Heights Playground, which are our top 2. That one actually has a slide that's damaged that needs to be replaced. And they do not make parts for that since it was put in 1997.
What is the, when you say recreation center scoreboard, like scoreboard's just like a, standard basketball, whatever scoreboard?
Correct.
And then, with the buzzer and all that?
Yes, and that was actually, it was barely operational when we took over the rec center. And since then, just the age of it, that was put in when the center was actually developed in the early 2000s. Their normal lifetime is about 15 years. To say that it's made it almost 30 years is pretty exceptional, but needs to be replaced.
Is the equipment piece of that equipment specific to the scoreboard, or is that additional?
Additional for the basketball, the actual basketball backboards, it's
Okay.
not maneuvering as it should, so it needs some repairs.
Okay.
So just trying to fix up the rec center for better usage.
Didn't you guys have a town hall with the scoreboard and they would like ran the buzzer on it instead of the very polite little chiming thing that we do here on public comment? Okay. Hashtag 1 and 2. So, I mean, is that I guess my biggest question is and this all makes sense, just the staffing. I mean, if that CTF funding goes away or whatever, I mean, what's the plan for that staffing? The staffing is associated specifically with the CTF fund, so something changes there.
It's always been, so CTF funding has been around since the 1970s. It's dedicated by state statute to go to Parks and Recreation. There's been multiple times they brought it forth to change it, and it's never been successful.
Okay.
We on average do about 50,000. There's dedicated functions they have to do, which is picking up trash, park maintenance, Those are all part of the statute. So we've always subsidized the park staff by about 50,000. This year, because of the deficit, we've actually increased it up to 80. That should take care of the majority of our Park Ones and our One Park Two, their wages.
Okay.
There is some for like training and stuff that's not covered, so we don't do the full coverage of those positions, but there is a huge portion of that covered.
Okay. I mean, I just bring it up because not specifically to Parks and Rec or anything else. I have a problem with when we grant fund positions or get outside dollars to fund positions and those dollars go away and the positions remain.
Yes.
So I think, if it's tied with that funding, that's a good thing.
Amanda, can I ask you, you said 500,000 is the anticipated revenue amount. Do we know that? How certain are we on that?
So we are sitting at 600 and approximately a little bit over, actually. Earlier this year, the board had decided to give the zoo, I believe it was, about 100,000.
Okay.
So that's why I say approximately is, we have to work with Craig to get that exact number.
Okay.
Some of those projects, we think we can actually get a little bit less than what we have projected right now for the project. So that's why we went in at about 100 or 515,000. We know with some coupons and stuff, we could probably get the playground a little bit less, but we did that price just in case.
Okay, thank you.
And-
That's one thing I was going to bring up was when we talked about zoo funding, I thought it had come out of this fund.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that up.
And it all depends on lottery prices too. So if there's more ticket sales, that we can actually get more revenue. If ticket sales go down, we know right now we're sitting at 600,000 has already been dedicated to us.
Okay,
More sales, more funding.
okay. And I don't believe any of the other outside funding projects that were granted were with Conservation Trust dollars. I think in the past we had given some to Pueblo West Parks and Rec, but we said this year
Just the zoo?
that it was just the zoo up to
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah. So you're today asking for approval on those top 5.
Top 5, we'll start with one, figure out the process of how much that actually comes in and work through. If there's any changes, we can always update the board. The idea behind it is just slowly start going down and start bidding it out, because these are capital projects.
Can you talk about the staffing? Are those staff that exist and we're using those dollars to offset?
Correct. Those are pre-existing. Like I said, in the past, we've always done about 50,000. We did increase it this year because of the deficit to 80,000. With this, we can use our new cartograph system to actually even come back and provide stronger figures, basically, of the actual tasks that they're completing, which will help us with future funding for that position. Or those positions, I should say. And again, those are partial funding for our Tech 1s and Tech 2s.
Can you talk about the bang for the buck on the Fulton Heights playground? It's a big project. Is it getting a lot of heavy use today?
It does get a lot of use with PSAS right next door. The school does utilize it quite often. With at least one of the slides, it's pretty damaged. If we do not have that replaced within the next year, we're going to have to remove the playground, and there won't be a playground at that park anymore.
Okay,
And so for our safety standards, that is one of our top priorities.
okay. A lot of good projects on this list.
Yes, and we did provide a future list just so you can see where we want to go in the future as we move forward. Again, CTF funding is dedicated for Parks and Recreation. There is a certain amount that we're given as a percentage to go throughout Pueblo County. So you see projects from all over the county.
So when I look at your parks budget, is there $80,000 in there for the staff
Yes.
today?
No.
Yeah, I thought there was.
So the $85,000 in extras was a rollover that we used to use for seasonal staff. So as you look at the parks budget, you'll see the salaries at the top that I believe we have 43% expended at this point. So we're under budget right now as far as our staff expenditures annually, but I do not believe that accounts for the 50,000 historically, or the 80,000 that comes off when CTF funds are credited back into our account. So we are under staff budget right now with $85,000 in extra that we've historically used for seasonal staff that we are not utilizing this year.
Okay.
I don't think that answered the question. Because it's in the budget though. The staffing is in the general budget. And then extra staff is additional.
Right, neither are CTF.
So it is in the budget.
It's budgeted.
It's budgeted in there and this is just an extra credit that basically goes back to the general fund.
That would conceivably offset $80,000 worth of
Correct.
salary dollars in your budget today.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So I think the plan is solid. I know that we'll eventually have to take a formal vote on this, but I would ask for, just a couple days to chew on this. This is the first time I've seen this list. I trust your judgment. I know that you know the needs of this area much better than I do. I would just ask, I don't want to. I think the Mahard flooring is a must. It sounds like Fulton Heights. Safety is number one priority. So if you're telling me those things are must do's within this year, I trust your judgment. The concession stand, can you talk about the future vision for what that looks like?
So we did the remodel 3 years ago at the rec center. It is the main area when you walk into the rec center. The idea behind it is that we'll put in a couple cabinets, we'll have a commercial fridge, and then have a couple other appliances that then we can turn around and sell concession food out of that main office at events. So for example, if you're going to go watch a basketball game, we could either have basketballs there and we can sell them, or we'll have sodas, waters, that type of thing. We've always sold some small things at the aquatics or our county high swim program. We always sell swim diapers and goggles and different things like that, life jackets if you show up and you forgot your jacket for the kids. So we've always had small. This would amplify it to the next stage. We're working with the health department to get a permit there. And then we're also looking at permits for McCarg and also Fulton Heights.
So are you
Those
talking
commercial
like
kitchens?
popcorn and hot dogs, real simple stuff, or what are you looking?
No, these will be prepackaged so that hot dogs would require a 3 sink, which we have at Fulton Heights and McCarg, but at the rec center, it would be all prepackaged. So it would be granola
Box.
bars, sodas, candy bars, that type of
Gotcha.
thing. So very small, but it would also bring in some revenue and some convenience for people. You forgot your water, we could sell you that.
Gotcha.
Anything microwavable or needing refrigeration like that?
Refrigeration would be for the drinks, and we would like to get a nice glass one so that we wouldn't have to set all the sodas on the counter. You could actually look back and see
Right.
it in the glass cabinet.
I have a question on the playground. How old is that playground?
1997 is when they were all installed. Since 1997, we in the last 5 years have replaced, this is the very last one. So we've done Rise, we've done McCarg's, we've done, where else did we have? The only McCarg, Rye, and then Fulton Heights, the last one, and all 3 were put in the same year on county properties.
Okay. I guess in my priority list, I'm not sure. I know it's a safety issue and it needs to be done. I'm just concerned about getting to that budget number to actually do it this year.
Yes, so we have a very good relationship with one of the playground companies and they have a coupon code coming up, basically. They call it a grant, but we typically enter in about August and they typically take off $20,000 to $50,000 off of the playground for us, especially in communities of need, which Fulton Heights falls under that.
Okay.
And so typically we can hit that. They have already been working with us as we've been trying to move forward to get a good number to give to the board today. And so we would like to mimic the one we did at McCarg last year. So it'll be the same at Fulton Heights. And that also helps us too, as we order parts and do work on it to have them the same.
Yeah, the timing of installation it's the future of replacement that you're looking at. You don't want to have it too spread out because then you're
Correct.
looking at different years and
Yes. And two, like I said, it is a safety hazard. If we don't work on replacing it here in the near future, we're gonna have to remove the whole playground and that community will not have one.
Okay.
And then the list as it progresses, that is priority as far as, 6, 7, like those are, it's ranks. It's not just some arbitrary numbering. Okay.
Correct. And that'll also help us with the new program of cartograph. We are doing inspections monthly. So if something major comes up, it could be documented and the list could change. But the idea behind it is that is the base list as of right now with our asset management.
Okay.
So, yeah, I like this. I don't mean to get hung up on the staffing, but if we use CTF for staff, that's already built into your budget, we're effectively giving back $80,000 to the general fund. But if we stick with the budget as budgeted, your staff is there, they're budgeted. Then that would free up $80,000 CTF money for potentially in some other things on this list. Is
You're
that
absolutely right.
accurate? Okay. So I think what I would like to do is have a conversation about that and
Okay.
see what makes sense.
Okay.
No, it's a 1-for-1 trade in dollars. And I appreciate what you're doing, trying to free up dollars in the general fund, because we do have to do that. So if we could just talk early next week,
Yes.
kind of about a plan. How do you feel, commissioners, about this list in general? Are you pretty comfortable with it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good. And you had asked me when did we talk about it? Day before yesterday, I think.
Yes, it was
About
Tuesday.
this, to try and get this on agenda. Does that work for you? I mean, are you up against it on a,
We are up against it only a little bit, or I should say, we are up against it because we have to start getting the bids out there and we need to start maneuvering forward so the projects are completed by the end of the year. So that's our timeline, since most of these are capital projects, but next week is perfectly fine.
so if we do Tuesday to approve this list, and again, really it's 5 items and then priority listed down, but we're not going to get to those with this batch of CTF funding.
If we did remove the 80,000, I think a couple would move up.
Okay.
I don't have the list since I gave it to you, but I believe like 6 or 7 are fairly small ones that could
Yeah.
maneuver into that. Again, the idea behind this, so the next couple ones I believe are the tilt trailer and
Yep.
some landscaping equipment. Again, this is for Parks and Rec management. It is designed to help with the operational needs for Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, I mean, you could, in reality, get the next 4 in the list done. To include the tennis court resurface, but yeah, you're right, the couple trailers and portable chairs and all that good stuff. Okay, all right, well then, Brendan, if we can just put it on for agenda for sure next week. It's Tuesday.
Another quick work session to confirm, and then she can
Yeah.
go out to both and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tuesday of next week, good for you
Yeah.
guys? Or give us a couple days?
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
You want your list back?
Thank you.
No, I have it. And I'll update that one correction and send it to the 3 of you, 4 of
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Amanda. Anybody got any additional operational updates?
I do not believe, sir.
Okay. You good, Paula?
Yeah, good.
Okay, thank you. That'll bring us into a request for executive session.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Parrish.
I'm requesting executive session with the county attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions under CRS 24-64024B. And the specific legal issues are the hiring process for the Pueblo County's chief administrative officer and changes to employee pay for additional duties assumed, as well as a discussion of a personnel matter under CRS 24-64024F regarding staff architect compensation.
Thank you. I will ask for a motion to go into executive session for the reasons cited.
So moved.
Oh, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are in executive session.
Thank you.